Okay, I'm wearing the same stuff here. Look at this. It's like I'm making the two videos on the same day. So I'm really glad you guys came, watched the first video, so you're on board with this like self-help. And I'm gonna kind of give you guys some background here as to what I've been going through the last couple years and why I am and why I'm doing this, to be honest. So for starters, again, I'm not unhappy in my life sense, right? Like I said, I got a good job, I got a good wife, I'm happy, we got a home over our head, I got great kids, but there's still something missing, and I don't know exactly what that is. And so now I'm on the journey to find out. I'm on a journey to find out if there could be something more to life, could be something more to me, if I could be doing something else, right? They say like the two greatest moments in your life are when you're born and then when you find out what you were born to do. I'm not so certain that I found out what I was born to do yet. So, I've some background for the last forever. I've wanted to be a motivational speaker, but forever I've been told by people that I'm not a motivated person. So how could I motivate others? I don't have a story that's like significant enough to get people to follow me. And I believe that shit for a really long time. Actually, I believe that shit up until a few days ago. I used to say, you're right, I'm not that motivated. I'm kind of procrastinator, and I don't really like to read, and I'm kind of a messy person, and I don't like to clean my room, and all the excuses in the world as to justify what they said to be true. Fact of the matter is helping people is what I love to do. If any one of you know me and we've had conversations and I've helped you, you've probably told me I've given really good advice. And I like to think that I do, not trying to pat myself on the back there. But I've spent a long time inside of here doing a lot of different things in areas that I didn't even know I was doing them, and creating habits I didn't even know I was creating. I've always been extremely interested in psychology and sociology, so the study of the mind and then the study of people in a group as the mind goes. And I've always loved that stuff, and I've continued learning that even since college and on. I think I'm just 1 to 2 classes shy in both sociology and psychology of having a minor. So I think it's like 5 classes per. But either way, it's been some interest. I've continued learning and reading and studying all that kind of stuff because it does fascinate me. But yes, I've always wanted more money, more time with my family, to find out my destiny, to be the best version of me. So a few years back, I kick-started this thing that I said I was going to do. And I believed I was going to do it, but I was always so scared of what you guys would think. And when I say you guys, I don't mean people I don't know. I mean people I do know, people I went to high school with, people I went to school with, people I see on a daily basis, people I see at work that I'm friends with Facebook, my wife's friends, my own family members. To be honest, I was worried that my parents or my brothers or sisters might, make fun of me. But based on this last week, I really am taking a huge leap of faith here, and I am just doing for once what I've always wanted to do, and that's help people. Now, to help people, I had to figure out a way in, a way out, or a way in and a way to help you shape your mind. But again, without having a college degree and without having this and now having that and all this accolades, like how could I help you? And why would you listen to me? I couldn't tell you why you would listen to me, other than maybe just like me, I'm willing to do anything at this point to change things. So what I wanted to do for you guys, it kind of hit me the other day. I've been kind of like the last couple years, I've been up and down on this self-help stuff, trying to figure it out. You get motivated, you're unmotivated. You're motivated, you're unmotivated. You're working out for a week, and then I worked out for a week so I can take a day off, and then it turns into never working out again, or whatever it may be. We've all been there, right? We've all done it. You clean your garage and you're like, yes, success. And then 2 days later, the garage is a disaster again. And you're like, and it takes a month to clean it again. All these things, right? I'm sick and tired of living that life. So I'm like, you know what? I had a conversation with my kids the other day. We're talking about sports, and I told them to be really good. You had to spend a lot of time doing this stuff. And that's when it hit me, like, if I really wanted self-help, then I really have to do the work. I have to study. I have to listen. I have to read. Reading's not my strong suit, so I don't know why I didn't do this years ago, but epiphany went off. I wear headphones all day long at work. I figured, screw it, we'll throw the headphones on. I'll start listening to books. Why not? And I didn't really fully intend on listening to self-help books as much as I just wanted to start learning. Like me and my wife are talking about growing another business, so I thought maybe I'll listen to some business stuff. But I came across a book called Unfuck Yourself. And pretty much the premise is how to unfuck yourself in the brain. Like, it starts with you. And so I listened to it. This book changed my life for now. It's been like 5 days since I've listened to it. But it did, I don't know, man. It said the most basic, simple stuff you've heard by anybody and everybody, but the way it was delivered, it changed me. So the premise was pretty much that, if you want to lose weight, you got to get the frick up. You got to stop eating the junk food, and you got to start working out. Like, the work has to be done to get where you want to get. And the sooner that you realize that, the better off you'll be. But obviously everyone's told you that. Obviously you know that. So it goes into like how to control your mind, how to think about things from a different perspective, how to stop making excuses as to why you do the things you do. It's just human nature to do that. So, long story short, great book. We can cover that more in depth later if you guys want. But it is I would say a must if you are on your leap to self-help. It just kind of it just breaks everything down as to everything's up here. It really is, and it makes it so basic and simple to understand. And it talks just like I said, a lot about the way you perceive yourself, the way you talk to yourself, the way you talk to others. It's a great book, and we can go over more of that in detail. I'm trying to cover a lot here. So the next book was the next day. It was called Stop Doing That Shit, also by John Bishop. Another really good book. It actually just digs deeper into how you are supposed to recreate yourself and how you're supposed to stop making those excuses. And it really has to do with how you're actually going to rework the mind, right? Because that's really what we're doing here is everything you've been doing is wrong. And I know you don't want to hear that, but that's why you're here, because everything you've been doing has led to this point. So, say you had a traumatic thing that happened in your life and you've been using that as excuses to your failures, or someone at work is the reason you're so upset. Well, really what all this explains, and stop doing that shit, is that it's all in here, that you control that. You do not have to let that person make you feel that way, yada, yada, yada. We can go more over that one in depth later. Now the one I'm on right now is The 7 Habits of Highly Effective People. A tough read, I must say. The guy, I do audio, so the guy is quite boring. I missed some things. I've been going back and rereading them on my second day of it, or re-listening. When I say reading, I'm audio. I do not read, although I do have the book. My wife had the book. And it was actually pretty cool because I was flipping through some pages like, no way. And there's a lot of stuff about diagrams and stuff, and it's in here. Honestly, this is probably going to be more changing to my life than the other two. But it's a lot to take in, and I think I have to do a little bit more research to understand the concept. But the concept is there's 7 habits. The habits are not anything like working out or getting up early. They're all how to rebrand yourself, recreate your mind, and rethink the way you've been thinking things via priorities, via yourself, via other people, perspectives, paradigms, things like that. There's just a lot going on in here. And we can also cover that. I'm not through it yet, so I don't want to get too much into it as far as the summary goes. But in general, this is what I'm doing, okay? I am submersing myself into this as an average, normal, everyday person, and I want you to follow me and see how it goes. Keep on the updates. Because what I will tell you is that I've been doing this for 5 days, and I'm just a little... I feel lost, okay? And that sounds bad. I was telling the wife about this today. I was sitting there today, and I was taking a minute in the bathroom, and I was about to start swiping on Facebook. And I opened it on the app out of natural habit, and I took one swipe, and I was like, this is stupid. Like, I don't want to see this crap. I don't want to be a part of this crap. I just did it out of habit. So I put the phone in my pocket. Now, I never go to the bathroom without having my phone on me, right? It's what you do to pass the time. But I sat there and I got done and I got out of the bathroom and I thought, holy crap, Jason, like, you weren't thinking at all. Like, you weren't thinking about anything. And on the mornings lately, like, I get to work and I'm like, I don't know, what did I think about? Like, I didn't have anything to think about. I remembered the drive, but I couldn't remember what I thought. And it's hitting me that I haven't really been thinking. I've been kind of like a zombie. Well, I'm naturally a negative person. And I've been really fighting not thinking negative thoughts and submersing myself into this self-help, which is always about reverting everything back to positivity, finding the best in the things, not the worst in the things, controlling the way you think, just the way that you learn to play the guitar, repetition, 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 right? You don't just get good at it by picking it up once. I've been practicing this stuff and only for a week, but it's got me already to a point where I'm like a blank slate. So my wife was like, oh, is that good or bad? And when I was telling her about this day, and I said to her, I think this is great. I think I'm having a breakthrough. I am killing the old thought process of Jason, which was to always think negative or find the negative, because always finding the negative in everything is what keeps you safe, right? Always thinking about what the worst things that could happen is what keep you safe. But that right there, that thinking process is actually what holds you back. And that is also in the book of 7 Habits. It talks about that, which is crazy because I do it all the time. Also talked about it and stop doing that shit. As in, stop doing that shit. That is the problem. The fact that you create a problem for why things happen is the problem. Again, we can talk more about that stuff in depth. If you guys have questions, please ask. But that's what I'm doing here. That is what I'm doing. I'm submersing myself. I want you to follow me. I'm going to have many more videos like this where we sit, we talk. I would like to be engaged. Maybe I'll start doing the live thing. This is my first video, so I'm sorry if it's a little crazy and a little long. It's unedited. Maybe I'll edit it. I don't know. We'll find that out. But I really want to change the world, and I really, truly believe that it starts with the individual, right? You know, to change a community or to change a society, we have to change the communities, and we have to change the individuals and so on. And, you know, I mean, it works its way down. But that's what I want to do, is I want to start at the individual level. So if I get one person and that one person changes 2 people and those 2 people changes 2 people and those, you know what I mean? The whole domino effect is what I'm going for. To change the world, we just have to change ourselves and the way we think, and people need to start being happy again and feeling fulfilled in their lives, and stop worrying about what everybody else is doing and comparing themselves to other people. Like, people, they say it all the time, people with no money are probably much happier than the people with money, right? Because money doesn't change happiness. It doesn't change anything, actually. It just gives you more shit to have in your house or a number to talk about, right? It doesn't actually change what I'm trying to change, which is myself. So I want you guys to follow me. I want you to come along. I want you to be a part of the journey. Just leave me some comments. Tell me what you think. I really would appreciate that. If you're like, man, your video is way too long, your video sucked, you suck, I'm okay to hear that stuff. I need to hear that stuff because I want to be better. If I can be better, I'd like these things to be more enjoyable for everybody. So, disclaimer, tell me how you feel. If you feel the need to be a jerk, be a jerk. That's on you, right? You do what you got to do, right? If you're going to be mean, then you're probably never going to watch one of my videos again. Chances are, if you do plan on watching my videos again, you're going to say something nice. I don't care. I'm not going to take it one way or the other. If it's bad, I'll listen to it as constructional criticism, and I'll work forward with it, and hopefully we get better together. So I really appreciate you guys taking the time. 15 minutes out of your life was probably a long time. I'd be surprised if you made it this far. But if you did, you're the person that I'm reaching out to. If you didn't make it this far, obviously you're not going to get this, and those aren't the people I was looking for. So, like I said, let's change the world. Let's do it together. And it starts with one person. Let's do it.